Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to another episode of Your Words, Your Voice. I am the host, James Hopkins, with my co host, Mr. Zion Washington. And today we're going to have a special group of young men known as the Boss Brothers. And they're Boss Brothers, they're young men, and they're really doing their thing. Not only just in Jackson, but they're doing it nationwide. And these guys are on the move, young entrepreneurs making a difference in the community, and they are in the building now. So let's be good now. They're not late or anything, but we're gonna open the show a little different today. I'm gonna open the show with a conversation with my co-host Zion. Zion, how we doing today?
I'm doing great today. Tomorrow is Thursday. We're currently on hump day. Today is Wednesday. I like to say Thursday is the cousin of Friday. So whenever I think that it's gonna be a great weekend, I always look forward to Thursday because Thursday is really the new Friday, especially when you're in college, because usually on Thursdays that's when classes start to slow down, and then on that Friday teachers and professors aren't really looking to hand out too many assignments over the weekend. So Thursday really is my Friday. So tomorrow I'm looking forward to being able to just relax, recover. We had midterms last week, and it's currently homecoming week for Jackson State University, and so we've had a lot of stuff happen on campus. Today we actually have a concert. I believe it was Monday, we had a rave party in the student center. A lot of students showed up to that. And so I've really just been enjoying my time at the university for homecoming week. And if you're coming down for homecoming week, make sure that you drink responsibly, you stay safe, and you don't stay out too late because it does get a little bit reckless. But other than that, I'm just looking forward to the weekend.
All right. So this is your second homecoming with JSU. Tell me, how was last year's homecoming? Give me a rundown of all the pros and cons that you got out of last year's homecoming week.
Last year's homecoming for me was very reminiscent of what I experienced growing up and coming to Jackson State University, except it was more personal. My parents are alumni at Jackson State University, so when I was younger, we would always come down to the football game. I wouldn't be able to go to any of the after parties, of course, because I was too young, but my sister did. She's an alumni as well. I believe it's called Grown Coming. Is that event where some of the alumni come in and they participate in some of the events we have on campus while also going out and enjoying themselves off campus, the off-campus alumni party. But for me, homecoming last year was extremely fun. I had a lot of good memories. We had the rapper, I believe her name was Glorilla, attend our university, and she sang a lot of good songs. I'll tell you a funny story. So while we were waiting for Glorilla to actually show up to the concert, she showed up about an hour and a half late.
Nah, not Glorilla.
About an hour and a half, and this is no shade to Glorilla or anything, but it was just, this is my first homecoming, so I'm giving you my experience. Uh-huh. And we waited about an hour and a half. It was me and my roommate. We already paid to get in. And then we were thinking to ourselves, we're not going to sit in this huge, hot mosh pit of students just doing the same dances. We weren't even dancing. We were literally just sitting there talking to each other while they played some of the songs on repeat because nobody expected her to be so late. And at that time, about an hour and a half in, me and my roommate decided to go back to our dorm. We're like, you know what? It's okay. We're going to go leave. We're going to go back to our dorm, and we're going to go figure out something else to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't even get to cross the street before we got the news that Glorilla had just came in as soon as we left. We didn't even make it across the street. And so it's so convenient at the very moment that we decide to leave, she comes, like not even a minute later. And so we try to get back in.
No.
And then the security guard is like, nope, we can't do it. We can't let you back in. And so we're like, wait, we were just in here literally less than a minute ago. Can we please just, nope, no, we can't let you in. Mind you, there's no line or anything. So he's just not letting people in. I guess it was too full or something. So he decided not to let us in. And so after already waiting an hour and an hour and a half, however long it was, me and my roommate decide, you know what? We're going to get in that concert no matter what it takes. We don't even care if we have to sneak our way through the security guard. And that's exactly what we did. And so we devised a plan with other students who were also waiting for Glorilla and decided to leave. Uh-huh. And just so happened that she came a minute later. We figured out a plan. We said, listen, they can't take us all down. And so we got to the front line, and, well, we didn't get to the front line. We tried again as a group to get back in, and then we went through the back door of the student center. Not the student center, the Athletics Assembly Center, the AAC. We decided to go through the back, and one of our friends called somebody that was already in there still to open the back door for us so we could try to sneak back in. The friend came, they opened the door, and it was, you would have thought it was Subway Surfers, because as soon as they opened the door, it was maybe around 5 or 6 of us. We all stormed in as fast as possible to try to get into the mosh pit so that way the security couldn't find us. But as soon as the friend opened the door, guess who decides to come around the corner?
Security.
The security guard. But here's the kicker. My roommate was the only one able to sneak past in time because he was the first one that ran through, while the rest of us got kicked back out. Now, the security guard, I was already walking out. I don't know why he decided to push me. And so we look at each other. I call my roommate, and I say, you know what? Let's try this again. Can you sneak us back in? So my roommate comes again. But then when he tries to let us back in, the security guard catches him as well. And so we all got kicked out again. But we weren't giving up that easily.
No.
And so what my roommate decided to do, he says, by all costs, he's going to get back in that concert. And so he started climbing the top of the Athletics Assembly Center building.
Huh?
Like, he literally started climbing the building. Not to the top, but there's like this one part that you can kind of climb in. I guess he was just trying to find a crack or an opening. He was trying to do anything it took to get back. I don't even think he cared about seeing Glorilla anymore. I just don't think he liked the fact he got
It was
kicked
just
out.
about, I paid and I'm going to see
I'm
going
gonna
to
see it. And, I wasn't going to climb up there because I was thinking, it's not that serious. I don't even listen to Glorilla. So we decide, you know what, there's got to be another way in. We go to the back of the Athletics Assembly Center, and there's like this crack that is right behind the bleachers. And so we all sneak in the crack behind the Athletics Assembly Center. It's like 6 of us. And we really have a coming to Christ moment, because we're thinking to ourselves, are we really about to sneak backstage through the crack that the university probably doesn't even know about to go see Glorilla? And I looked at everybody in the group and I said, guys, is it really that deep? Is it really that serious? And they were like, no, it's not that serious. And so my roommate, being hell-bent on getting in, he didn't care. He was going to try to find a way in through that crack, through the backstage. He couldn't find a way. We walk back out. We're about ready to accept defeat. And then we decide to get back in one more time by asking the security guard to just please let us in. He says it's too full. And so instead what we do is we just storm it. We storm it again. We had somebody open the back door, and this time, before the security guard could catch us, we all stormed into the mosh pit for just to hear the last 3 songs of the concert. And that was my first homecoming experience in terms of just the concert. My family came down. I told them about the story, but it's a great time, and I was a freshman, so
memorable.
It was definitely memorable, to say the least. Definitely. And this year, I think we're having Gucci Mane and Vicky Lowe. Don't listen to either of them.
But are you gonna get in tonight, though? Are you gonna storm your way in? Just to keep the streak going.
I don't really care for Vicky Lowe or Gucci Mane, so I'm not even gonna pay.
Okay.
I wouldn't go to it. The last one.
Would you go through the back door, though, just to keep your streak going? So you can say 4 years at Jackson State, 4 years I saw the concert, 4 years I had to go in through the back door.
I would, but
don't do it.
I have to set a standard now.
Don't listen to me.
I have to, back when I was a freshman, I was just making a name for myself, so it was kind of like, why not? Now I have to set a standard. So I won't be sneaking in through the back anymore, guys. I will not be doing that. Please don't do it. If it's meant for you to get inside of there, you will get back inside of there. If it's not, then it's not. But don't do what I did. Thank goodness that it wasn't like a huge offense or anything, because we were just trying to get back in, and all they had to really do was just kick us out. But enjoy homecoming. If you are from Jackson State University and watching this, make sure to drink. If you are going to be drinking, drink responsibly. And if you are not of the age of drinking, do not get caught drinking. That's what I would say. I encourage you not to drink at all, but let's be realistic here. College students are going to drink alcohol, no matter the age. And so if you are going to drink, make sure you have a buddy with you. Remember the buddy system. You have one person with you at all times when you're going out to different parties. And just make sure that you embody the homecoming spirit as much as possible. It's not about drinking. It's not about drugs, but remembering that we all come together as the university and coming together in pride at that. Homecoming is about alumni, the community. It's about the students especially and the administration all coming together to just instill as much pride as possible in the students before, finals come up, the exams start hitting. It's like an extra boost of encouragement to embody the JSU spirit. So just remember that while you're out having fun. It's a bigger purpose to everything we do.
That's right.
But that's my first year homecoming experience.
That's a heck of a first year experience. Let me ask you this. I think is the day party, is that tomorrow, the party on the yard?
I'm not sure.
Or is it gonna be Friday?
I would assume they put it on I'm not sure. I have to look at the calendar again because I do have some things mixed up. Yeah. I would assume they would put it on a Friday though because the game is on that Saturday.
Right. That's what I was thinking, but I think I saw somewhere Thursday, and I could be wrong, so y'all don't quote me on that. But I thought I saw that the party was gonna be Thursday, and I was wondering why. But maybe I read it wrong.
Yeah.
But did you go to the party on the yard last year?
I did. I had a great time on the party on the yard. It was a lot of alumni there. Students were talking about they were handing them money. I'm trying to figure out where they were handing out money because I would have wanted some money. If you're an alumni, I missed it. And if you're an alumni and you see me on the plaza, come up to me.
Give them some money.
Come up to I'm a student at Jackson State University.
Right. And you represent well. So they should give you money for being a student. They should give you money for your representation of the college.
Yes.
Plus, they should give you money because you missed out last year when they were giving money away.
Exactly. So this is really just reparations. It's a little bit of compensation for.
And the man takes reparations.
Yes.
Let's give him his reparations.
And
last night, we went to National Night Out. We hit a couple of spots. I think that was your first year doing it here.
Yes.
So we went out, we hit Georgetown, and then we also went to sub number 2, West Side Community Center. Kind of talk about, how that felt to you and some of the things you enjoyed or some of the things you would like to see done next time.
One of the things I really enjoyed was the amount of participation from the local law enforcement and agencies that have sworn to protect the citizens. It was a large turnout, especially when we went to which community?
It was West Side.
West Side.
Sub number 2.
Sub number 2, and so it was
Shout out to Seymour and Sub number 2. Keep up the good work.
Great turnout, amazing engagement. I believe that we need to have it as much as possible. Now, obviously, we don't want to do it too much to the point where it becomes tone deaf and we start getting lower participation, but really coming together and uniting the community on a common goal is important for fostering relations between local law enforcement and the constituents of Jackson. I believe that if we truly want to have better community relations, we're going to need to have as many events like National Night Out as possible, because it reminds us that these people that we hear a lot about on social media, these stigmas that are placed on the people that have sworn to protect us, sometimes it's bigger than what you see on social media, and sometimes you just need to be put in front of them or them put in front of you for you to realize that you guys have a lot more in common than you think, and some of the things that you may hear on social media may not always portray everybody that is in the realm of law enforcement. And so I believe it was really good. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the company. I enjoyed being able to network, especially.
What did you eat?
Well, they ran out of chicken, but they did. I believe it was they had nice beans. The beans, I'll say the beans were pretty good. I didn't take a plate to go or anything like that because it was like they ran out of chicken, and I'm not too big on eating too many meats. So the chicken, if you just keep that in mind, if you're going to National Night Out, you got to get the chicken as soon as possible. It will be gone immediately. But back to what I was saying, it was a great event. I enjoyed it a lot, and Mr. Hopkins was the one that took me out, and I got to meet with Assistant Chief Grizel, and we had a pretty good conversation as well. So it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And tell us about the other one. Tell them about the first one we went to.
So the first one we went to was actually, I believe it was right by Councilman Stokes' house, if I'm not mistaken. And it was really nice as well. We had the mayor show up. And that's something I just really want to applaud the mayor for. It's just being out in the community as much as possible. I didn't expect him to show up, but he actually did. He came with his team, his communications team as well, and he was actually willing to listen to the citizens. He was hearing what they had to say. No issue is too big or small for Mayor Horn, and that's one thing I can appreciate. He's very humble, and he's always willing to listen to the citizens on what their issue is. And that's something I saw a lot of yesterday when he showed up to the one near Councilman Stokes' house. He was actively engaging with not only the older folks, but the young people as well. I've never seen so many young black men and women eager to approach public officials, especially the mayor. Now, the mayor is a big deal, but I can genuinely see that they were excited to see him, as if there was something that they had to tell him, or if there was something like they just couldn't wait to get off their chest to tell him. And it was really encouraging to me to see, because it shows that it's not that these young men and women don't want help. It's just sometimes they don't feel heard. And sometimes the people we need to put right in front of them aren't always there for them to actually express what they're going through. And sometimes all it really takes is just that one person, that one mayor, that one police officer, that one local firefighter, and just put them in front of these young people for them to have a conversation, and that'll make a world of difference to them because it makes them feel heard. So really great event. Definitely want to see it happen again, and I just applaud everybody that put it together and showed up and made it happen.
Right, I agree with you. You know, I was, I'm not gonna say shocked, but I was definitely not expecting to see the mayor.
Yeah.
You know, at the first one we were at in Ward 3, but I thought it was definitely the right thing. You know, that he showed up, and he didn't just show up and wave and move on.
Leave. Exactly.
He showed up. He actually spoke to everyone, like he spoke over the PA system, and then he engaged with people. He took the pictures with the young people. He shook hands with the young people and talked to them and listened to their concerns. Then he even had neighbors, and I guess they were expecting them, because some of the neighbors showed up with pictures of things that were wrong in their yards, in their community. And he didn't just look at the pictures, and he actually had his people to take pictures, photos of the pictures, which means that there's a good chance that he plans on dealing with whatever those issues are. And again, I really, really, you know, I like what's going on in Jackson, you know, when it comes to this mayor. He is showing up for a lot of events. I've seen him, because I'm all over the community. Zion's all over the community. And we're seeing the mayor at these events. And it says a lot, because, again, you have to be reachable. But not only reachable, you have to be approachable. And I think what he's done is he's made himself very approachable, you know, to the citizens. Because you don't want a leader that, you know, you go to and then they kind of shun you, or a little boy or little girl you.
Right.
And then make you feel like, well, why in the world are they a leader if I can't talk to them? But he does a great job of being approachable, and he talks to you. So, again, I want to commend Mayor Horn, and we saw him not only at the Georgetown event, but when we were at the West Side event, he also came out there and talked to people. So, you know, I think all in all, it was a great night. We had law enforcement all over the place.
Yes.
Again, we had the fire department was there, the sheriff department, JPD. We had citizens, the most important piece of this city. The citizens were there. And I just look forward to the next one. And I said last night we should have more of them, you know, and I stick to that. I know there's a national night out, but I think Jackson deserves to have more than one night a year, and I think we should do it at least twice a year. You know, once in the summer, once in the fall, once in the spring, or however we choose to do it. But I think we definitely need to do that more often because it gives a sense of community when it comes to the city. So
I agree.
kudos to everyone that put these events together. Councilman Stokes for the Ward 3, and Seymour. Seymour, I just keep forgetting your last name, but I always call him Mr. Seymour. And that's really all you need to know. When you talk about the west side area and sub number 2, when you say Seymour, that's all you have to say. Everybody knows exactly who you're talking about. So Seymour, great job on the event last night. And thanks to everybody that showed up. You know, it was a fun event. The food was good. Zion don't tell y'all he ate that cheese pizza last night too. Now he had 2 slices of cheese pizza. I had a hamburger. I enjoyed my hamburger, but it was great. It was great.
It was, and the pizza was well done, and I cannot stress that enough.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short break, and we do have the Boss Brothers in studio. We're gonna bring them out, but we're gonna take a short break right now, and Zion and I will be right back with you.
Advertise on WeBelieve.Global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.Global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippilink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Your Words, Your Voice. As promised, we have the Boss Brothers in studio. Right now, we have the Boss Parents. So we're going to let them introduce themselves and just go ahead and tell us who you are and just a little bit about yourself outside from the book.
Okay, well, my name is Nicholas King Boleg. This is my wife and Queen, Tracy. And we're originally from Jackson, Mississippi, of course, 3rd Ward, Kenny Stokes district. Grew up in Christian Brotherhood, myself. She grew up in Shade Oak, so we definitely from the city. Right. What was the question? You said, who are we before? Oh, yeah.
Just who are you? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I would say...
And also, if anybody wants to call in and ask them any question you want to, look, I've talked to them. They're great people. They're not shy, and they'll probably have the answers to your questions, and they can give you some good advice on finances. The phone number is 601-387-2684. Again, that's 601-387-2684. I'm sorry, you go ahead, my brother.
No problem. And I would say, just to sum me up in probably one word, I would say a family man. My main focus is to make sure not only that myself and my wife and my children are straight, it's also my nephews, nieces, my cousins, my sisters and stuff like that. So I know that it's important that we stay focused, not only to build wealth, because that's what we're doing, but to be an example for the others that come from this environment. And a lot of times it's a hopeless environment.
Right.
So when you see people that come from where you come from, doing some of the quote-unquote not-so-good things that you see on the news and things like that, and then still persevere and build a family, then you know it's possible.
That's right.
And that's my testimony.
All right.
Oh, she ain't gonna say too much. I would say she, according to what the Bible says, she's gonna be my helpmeet.
There you go.
right,
Look,
that's
and we're
right.
going to accept that. We will accept that because he says according to what the Bible says, and
That's
we
right.
don't go against the word. All right, so Boss Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start by just telling us where that name came from.
Okay, so this book here was actually we put together, and everything we do as a family. We actually published this book here at the end of, well, I would say November 2022. Initially, when we first started, it had about 4 or 5 different names. The last one before it ended up being Boss Brothers was called Brothers Working Together, Learning to Earn Like Bosses. So we had a mastermind, and the boys were saying it's too long.
Right.
So if you look inside the book, one of these pages, you got the oldest one, stand up, and he said, I got it, Boss Brothers. So we did that, and instead of saying brothers learn to earn working together, Boss Brothers learn to earn.
Okay.
So that's how that started. And the basics of this one right here, other than, so on the front of it, if you look at it, you got 3 young boys, professionally dressed, and you got City of Jackson behind them. However, but once you go inside, you got a family here, and that's what's
Right.
missing in our community. We need strong communities, strong families. So
Right.
we're doing so, kind of putting the medicine in the candy.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I saw an award you received, said Father of the Year.
That's right.
Tell me about that award.
I would say I'm thankful that I've been recognized by Councilman Stokes for seeing all the work that we put in. Because everywhere he is, for the most part, we're there. Same as you guys.
Right.
So community events, town hall meetings, we constantly showing up, and not only that, you're seeing what we're doing as a family. So I guess by being consistent in what we're doing, it gave him the inclination to give me this honor. Even though what we're doing, we're not doing it for that. And we
Right.
understand that many more accolades and awards are going to be coming along if we could put in the work in.
Right.
So that's just the first of many.
Okay. Zion, you have any questions for the parents, the boss parents?
Of course, I just want to say I'm really esteemed that you all are here, and I thank you all for coming out. You guys have been doing a lot of great work in the community, and I just want to point out something very important here. What you guys are doing is not only breaking generational curses, but you're also actively providing solutions. Fun statistic, everybody, 81% of African-American youth in the state of Mississippi are below reading proficiency. Right, and so what they're actively doing right here with the Boss Brothers universe is they are not only providing solutions in terms of financial literacy, but they are also indoctrinating young black men and women on how to read, right, and how to apply the knowledge that they're learning. So you guys are just out here doing it, and I just love the work that you've done. And so my main question would be, how do these conversations come about? How do you guys, and you mentioned a mastermind, and that actually comes from a book, I think it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
We got
Yes,
a whole
sir.
bunch of them.
You guys, so we'll get into that a little bit later, but I kind of connected the dots here with what you guys were doing. So when you were having that mastermind, I know you guys mentioned you do it at the dinner table where you guys have conversations.
All the time.
So how do those conversations come about, and how do you guys decide this is what needs to be put out to the community?
Well, I would say more so that I'm leading the way. By me being I guess you could say I'm a young black man this time. I'm 42 now. But growing up in this environment, going to school, being falsely arrested for something I didn't do when I was 17 in high school, then what that actually did for me, it kind of made me say, forget school. It kind of led me down a downward spiral, downward path. And so at some point, when I ended up coming across different mentors and different books like Think and Grow Rich, it gave me a different mentality, and put me on a different paradigm. So now I understand that just knowing that I was into something that had nothing to do with me as a child, me as a father, I got to make sure I give my children as many tools as I can to help them avoid these things, and if they can't avoid them, how to handle themselves in situations.
Right.
So it's nonstop. It's always we're always talking. Anytime we have a conversation, it's not about sports and all like that. It's about how can we move forward. What do y'all like? What do we want to do? What's next? What's the next book? How to impact? Like we literally having big, I would say, grown up conversations in our family, and we know that childhood is such a small period of time. We're going to be grown way longer than we're going to be children. So,
Right.
and I just look at it like this. If you look at LeBron James or Coach Prime, anybody, whatever they do, they teach their sons young. So when you start young, you get better, and by the time you get grown, it's going to be easier for you. Same thing. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm teaching to my children.
Right.
And so that's what you see.
Okay. Let me ask you a question with that. And I've seen it, and you know, I know God always works things out. As young people, with them focusing so hard on businesses, do you feel it? How do you balance them still being children and also being business people?
Okay. Well, and then you kind of mix it and have it fun at the same time. Just say they go. We just went to the fair twice.
Right, I saw y'all twice,
we
2 days in
again.
a row.
So you got to think.
Okay.
So just think. Most people saying how either they're going to the fair or they're not going because how expensive it is.
Right.
We make our own money. We can
Right.
go anywhere, anytime, no matter what. So no matter
Right.
what the price is.
Right.
And that's what they're learning in their own minds. So yeah, you might have to put the work in, sacrificing now, but it's no different if they went to school every day.
That's
Our
true.
children are homeschooled. We teach our own children. They've never been to school.
Okay.
So if you're gonna go to school, get your degree, then you still got to go try to get you a job after that.
Right.
We're getting bread now.
Right.
I just like to add something to that because what you guys are doing also is you guys are filling in a gap that most school systems do not cover, which is financial literacy. Most black men and women, they don't understand how to set up a checking account when they get out of school or how to actually find ways of making money without having to take from others.
Right.
And so going back to that word you said, paradigm shift, we need to have a huge paradigm shift within the black community because I'm going to be honest with you all. It's going to take a village to make that happen. And then this is one of those solutions that we need to continuously offer, whether it be financial literacy, whether it be reaching out through National Night Out. We need to shift the paradigm of young black men and women across the city of Jackson. And it's going to take all of us to do that. But I was going to get to a point here. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say exactly, but it was something important.
I would say just to pick on what you're saying, but when you start in the house, then you're preparing because even when you see children doing something positive or doing something the opposite, they coming from somebody's household.
That's
So
right.
when you see someone, regardless how they look, they just let you know what's going on in between their ears and what the environment that they coming from as far as home probably look like. So if you see somebody at school that's a problem kid or something like that, they probably going through hell at home.
Right. Right.
You see somebody that's smart and that's reading and things like that, they got some structure at home.
Right.
It ain't rocket science.
And the thing is, children want structure.
They need it.
People don't believe that. They think, okay, well, if I discipline my child, then they're not gonna love me, or no. A child wants structure, and if you discipline, and I'm not saying whoop your child, I'm saying discipline. You give them structure.
That's love.
You give them structure, and it always comes back. Like he said, it always shows. You can tell the child without structure on the playground from the child that has structure on the playground. So it definitely, discipline your child, give them structure, and just make sure that they are an example of who you are.
That's important.
Because
That's super
you
important.
see crazy children, not crazy, Lord forgive me for saying crazy,
Come
but if you
crazy
see
now.
children want to fight all the time, and then they call their parents, and the parents up at the school want to argue and fight the teachers and things like that, then you understand where that child is, and you understand it's a domino effect, and it's a chain that has to be broken. Look, we're going to take a short break right quick, and we'll be right back with the Boss Brothers themselves.
Yeah.
Good evening, good evening. This is James Hopkins, and this is Your Words, Your Voice.
where we talk about what matters. From leaders making change to moments that connect us all. Every voice has a story worth telling. Your Words, Your Voice with James Hopkins, where conversations build community.
I'm James Hopkins, I'm the host, and on this podcast we're going to be talking about all types of things. We're going to be talking about church, school, community. We're going to be talking about politics and crime.
Join the conversation. Subscribe now.
Advertise on WeBelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
We're back. Look, and we have a studio full in here today. We have the Boss Parents, and now we have the Boss Brothers, the stars of the day, the Boss Brothers. You all go ahead and just introduce yourselves to everybody.
Everybody, I need to speak to
They
somebody.
speak loud.
It's gonna pick you up.
Everybody, my name is Nick and I'm 14 years old.
My name is Khalik and I'm 11 years old. And my name is Kareem and I'm 11 years old too.
And
we're
we're
the
the
Boss
Boss
Brothers.
Brothers.
Our mission is to teach entrepreneurship and develop a strong family through our books and animated content.
And we're the authors of over 9 books on Amazon. And we're teaching kids how they can make their own money and how to become entrepreneurs. Because if somebody can do it, they won't have to commit a crime a single day in their life. and that's what we're doing is so important.
All right. Mr. Zion, I'm going to let you ask the Boss Brothers questions.
I just want to say again, thank you guys for showing up. It's so important that these people see the face of entrepreneurship and young black excellence. And so with that stated, how do you feel knowing that so many young kids like you and your brothers are actually going out and reading the books and then actually applying what you're teaching them in these books to what they're going on in life?
How we feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
We feel really good about it because we go to elementary schools, middle schools, and even high schools and college students, just teaching them what we know and what we learned from and we put inside of our books. Because when somebody can earn, they won't have to go late at night taking something from somebody else. We teach people about the 4 ways people earn money.
Assets and liabilities.
And brotherhood and teamwork.
Those are important things that a lot of people should know.
Absolutely, and I fully agree with that. And so, like, what is your favorite theme or takeaway from your book? Because I spoke with the boss parents before you guys came in here previously, and you guys, they mentioned how you guys have dinner conversations. You guys have like a little bit of like a mastermind where you talk and discuss about different things that need to be talked about. So what is your favorite takeaway from the message that you're trying to give to other youth?
Our favorite takeaways, favorite takeaways. I like when we get done with certain events, the kids, they start asking us questions. Like, they kind of looking up to us like, oh, y'all taught us this right here, y'all doing the speaking and everything. They come and asking us questions, want to take pictures. I think all those things are cool. And one of my favorite parts of one of our books, our first book, Learn to Earn, is when we got our vending machine inside the book, because it's from a true story. We actually have vending machines, and we walking through the process, like the 4 ways people earn money, like employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. We work through the whole thing inside the book, because the thing is, you don't know how you're gonna decide what you want to do to make your money if you don't know every single way you can make money.
So that's a great point right there.
So that's why the 4 ways are very important.
So you guys are creating the foundation and the blueprint for a lot of young people to understand that, okay, there's more than one way to make money. And then you're laying it out to them saying, okay, you want to start a business, be a business owner. However, if you don't want to work your entire life, you can also invest in a lot of things. So you guys are laying out the foundation for a lot of young people. And so I just want to ask, what really keeps you motivated to continuously reach out to young people with all the work that you've been doing?
I'll say what keeps us motivated is because our everyday life is like and when we're going out to elementary students and then they're like asking us questions or they're like giving us dap ups or giving us high fives, that makes me feel really good about it too, because you got younger people looking up to you, and I'm young right now, so it's letting them know that they can do it even younger, and we can keep doing it like that. So that keeps me motivated too.
And something I would say is sometimes, like, when we're going around selling our books, when we be selling our books to parents and teachers, sometimes they be like really happy to see us because they be knowing that someone has to do this if it's not going to be them, and that makes me kind of happy because there's a change happening.
Yeah, the thing that motivates me is there's a lot of things that can dismotivate and disencourage somebody, but when you know where you want to get to in the future and when you have goals set that you've been working towards from the start and you already set these goals, you can't let somebody's opinions, somebody's mood, you can't let something throw you off from where you want to get to in the future. So we already know what we want to get to in some of our goals. And that's going to keep us motivated.
That's great answers. Let me ask y'all this also. What are some of the things that young people say to you all when they come up to you? Because again, I've seen y'all at several events. I've seen a lot of older people come up to you all, and I'm one of them. Mm-hmm. And y'all sitting here now because of it. I admire what you all are doing as children and as parents. But what are some of the things that young people say to you all when they come up to you?
Some of the things that they say to me, they be like, you did a great job, or like they'll be giving us praise, or they'll be like, you're so cool, I want to be like you. That makes me feel good too.
Okay.
Or people just be interested in what we're doing. Like the parents, he asks us like, something lawful. They end up asking like, where y'all parents at? Because they be asking, they be trying to meet the parents. Because when you got good kids, you meet the parents. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I represent y'all parents.
Right.
Good representation.
Thank you, sir.
Something. I don't really know what young people be saying to me too much.
Okay, all right. I saw y'all at the fair. I saw y'all 2 days in a row, And I was like, oh, I ain't the only person who came 2 days ago. One day, y'all were out enjoying yourself, having fun. And the next day, I'm sure y'all was still enjoying yourself. But I saw books in your hand. And you walked up to me and you said, would you like to buy one of our books? I said, I already bought your book. I said, I'm Reset Jackson. And he said, well, I don't think you bought this one. Would you like to buy this one? So I'm going to buy the book that I didn't buy. I'm going to buy it today. And how much are your books?
Only $20.
Only $20. You heard how they said it now. He said only $20.
They're only important.
Because I could think of a lot of things we do with $20. Not saying that you can't spend your money the way you want to.
Right.
But I could think of a lot of things we do with $20 that's not benefiting anyone. Really not even benefiting yourself once that $20 is gone. And I think we should invest in what these young people are doing. And I think anybody out there that's listening now, tell them how they could get a hold of you all for one of these books.
So look, we got Black Friday sale right now, so make sure you go get you an ebook too, so you can have it on your phone. All our social media platforms are
Boss Brothers Universe.
Boss Brothers Universe. So you can go to our Instagram, you can go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got Amazon links. Everything's Boss Brothers Universe. And this is our first book, our fifth book, and we just published our 9th book, and we got another one coming out very soon. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all can follow us on any social media platform on
Boss Brothers Universe.
Boss Brothers Universe.
Boss Brothers Universe. Go out, buy the books. Buy them for someone. Buy them for a child. Buy them for your neighbor. If you're a grandparent or if you're someone that don't have children living in this area with you, buy it and send it to somebody. But when you buy it, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to take a picture and then tag me in on that picture so we can push it on social media. We're going to make sure they're tagged in on it. But let's get a trend started, a social media trend with the Boss Brothers Universe. And let's push them, let's push them, let's push them, let's push them. Because it's rare that we see children this age who are serious about it now. They're having fun, but they are serious about what they're doing. So as adults and people with money, people with $20 to spare, let's use that $20 and let's push them.
I fully agree. And knowledge is priceless. But these books are only $20. And for everybody that says, oh, we don't got... Black people are the largest consumers in the entire United States of America, yet most of that money isn't even being funneled back into our own communities. Do your part today and buy one of these books. It's only $20. But on the subject of money, so what do you want other young people to understand about money that schools might not teach them?
So first, you gotta know that you can get money other than just the traditional way. So there's nothing wrong working a job, nothing wrong working for yourself, but it's even better to have people work for you and you have passive income coming. You get to go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep again, wake up again, and you still getting paid. You have to go clock in or nothing like that. And you can also get paid doing something that you love doing. Because before we started making our own books, we created people from the start. We used to make our own drawings. That was a hobby, but we turned our hobbies into something profitable. We turn our hobbies into something profitable. So look, you need to go do that. Whatever you like doing, just figure out something that you like doing. Cause everybody like doing something. You might like going to sleep. You can make a show about going to sleep or make you a book about going to sleep.
You're right, bro.
There's endless ways to get paid. And there's endless amount of money in many ways.
Absolutely. I fully agree.
You gotta start.
I was going to say, money, the product that you have, it doesn't matter what idea you have. It doesn't matter what business you want to start, ladies and gentlemen. It does have some value. But money is, the value of whatever you're producing comes from the value you see in it first. And just trying to get other people to understand the value in what you're actually producing. So that stated, I want to just talk about why do you think financial literacy is so important for young people such as yourselves to understand?
Okay, so something that I would say financial literacy is so important to young people like us is because when people know how to make their own money, they don't have to bother taking it from someone else. And that's a huge reason, that's one of the biggest reasons why crime is big.
And you also got to understand how you can make money. That's the whole point of the literacy part. You got to understand how to do it before you can actually do it. And the earlier you learn, the more you can do when you get older. And you can execute on it right now.
Absolutely. And he made a very compelling point. He said there's other alternatives outside of violence to make money. what a lot of people don't understand is that crime and violence, some of the stuff that you complain about in the city is a direct subset problem of low income, poverty. And so if you really want to combat that, you need socioeconomic solutions. We need financial literacy. We need the Boss Brothers going out to our young people saying there's other ways to make money, because a lot of the issues and crime that you see is a direct relation to low income. And so that I want to talk about your personal experiences. What is the biggest money lesson that you've taken away from everything that you've done?
I feel like one of the biggest money lessons is when you're starting your business or when you have a business, you're so motivational. You're speaking in that. One of our goals for this year is to sell 50,000 of our books, so people can see our message and so they can understand it and they can learn to execute and take action.
I agree. You guys want to say what's the biggest money lesson you've gotten?
So probably for me is money lesson about financial literacy, because when we first started out, our dad was making us read all these books, and it wasn't fun at the first part, but now that you can get paid, you can do things you like anytime. I think you just put the work in now, so when you get in later, like when you get older, you won't have to work a job, or you won't have to work as much because you already put the work in right now. So now's always the time to execute, and that's a big money lesson for me too.
Now is the time. So if you could teach every student in Jackson one simple rule about managing money, what would you tell them?
Save, because if you're not making money, or let me find a way to put it. If you're in school right now, you get an allowance. Save your money, so you can, if you want to buy something, you can have enough money to buy it, but you can also have enough money to keep, so you can still have some money.
But other than just saving, you can't just save because the value of money go down. You got to learn to invest. You got to save to invest. You might get birthday money. If you're fortunate for your parent, get you some allowance money. You got to save that so you can invest in something. You can invest in, let's say you might be able to buy you some T-shirts and get something printed on it. You can. There's so many things that you can do. Whatever you're interested in, you got to find somebody that does that and just learn from them. There's many authors, there's many people with clothing brands, there's many people that make music, construction work. It's so much stuff. You just gotta figure out what you like doing and learn from somebody that does the same thing.
I'm asking a lot of questions. I just want to say, because I don't want to steal too much of the spotlight from Mr. Hopkins. Mr. Hopkins, do you have any questions that you want to ask?
Man, only question I have is how you guys get to be so amazing at what you do. So I can look at your dad and your mom, and my question is answered.
Right.
So I'm enjoying the show.
All right.
Carry on.
I was gonna say, Mom and Dad, what have you learned from your sons about through the journey that they've been going through? What have you learned?
I got a little bit to say.
Okay.
So what I have learned or what I have seen is how tough and strong they are, because they go through rejection like it's nothing. Like it's just they keep going no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It's they persevere through whatever. So that's one thing that I see with them.
Perseverance. Dad?
Yes.
Oh, I would say basically that the fruit don't fall far from the tree. You're going to get what you put into them. So if you put good into your children, you put motivation, entrepreneurship, the Think and Grow Rich, all these masters, you put them in front of them. Whether they learn all of it or not, they're going to be way better off than they were with just a basic school education.
Fully agree. So what does the Boss Brothers universe mean? I mean, it sounds bigger than just books. So what are you really building towards?
We've been a media company. Y'all know Disney. You know, a lot of the big corporations, they don't just do one thing. We're not just authors. We're authors, entrepreneurs. We create animations, cartoons, music, all these things. We're going to cover them. We're going to have more products. We got shirts. We got shades. We got wristbands. The universe. We got the world. Universe. That's the whole
From
point.
paper towels to drawers.
Instead of Boss Brothers, it's the universe. We cover everything.
Yes, sir. So if you could collaborate with any celebrity, who would you want to collaborate with most?
So look, one of our mentors, they say like the biggest way to grow your business is through collaboration. So we wouldn't just say one person, we wouldn't say a lot of people. So
Give them some names.
we collaborate with some people, but okay, we say Mr. Nehemiah Davis, him for 100, Seal Maddie J, Princess Dior,
And he's speaking
Mr.
to
Daylan
he's
John.
speaking about a lot of entrepreneurs that we build relationship with in Atlanta.
And we
They're not
mentor.
necessarily famous, but they're rich,
Yes.
and we learn from them. They're our mentors.
Okay.
So some of the stuff that you hear them speak on, they've learned from them throughout the last 10 years.
And Miss Tabitha Brown too. Anybody know Tabitha Brown? She's amazing. We got 2 commercials with her. She was saying the Boss Brothers is amazing. Once you get you a book, go buy one for another person.
She
We
said,
want to definitely collaborate with Miss Tabitha Brown too. She
Right.
came. She had a book signing too.
And that's what it's about. A lot of times, it's not just about you or how the book can help you. It's about you being able to help somebody else with the book.
Yep.
You know, because you can make your money and go about your business, and y'all can have your own little Pandora's box that you live in. But you're giving other people that knowledge that you have so they can be helped. So again, like Zion said, you can tell it's something that's way bigger than just the Boss Brothers. You know, and I commend y'all on that. And people, remember, buy a book. If you don't need it, or if you don't think you can't use it, give it to somebody else. Or buy it, you learn it, and then give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
But definitely buy a book. I'm gonna keep saying that to the end of this show.
I would say just add on that. I would say invest in your children with
Invest
the book.
in your children
Because
with the book.
what happens is, I don't know. I'm 42 years old. I'm sure a lot of us went through the same thing. Once you go through when you're in school, they got book fairs, all those books and things. I used to love the book fair. There were never any books with characters that looked like us. I saw animals, fairies,
Fishes.
all different colored people. It was never any people like us in the book.
Right.
So that I know that had I been 5 and 6 years old, seeing somebody like them, my progression would have been a whole lot faster and further along by now, just from
Right.
seeing the example.
Right.
So it's an investment. It's a $20 investment. You look around these $100 and $200 tennis shoes that are not investments at all, but everybody got them.
That's right.
Sir. So what does the term boss mean to you? Because a lot of people have this stigma around it, like boss means you control everything and you got to control other people and tell them what to do. So what does boss mean to you as a boss brother?
So what I would say boss to me is like a boss is a successful leader, and another thing is a leader in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower.
And a good listener too.
Yep, and what a boss mean for me is, boss is a state of mind. You're only a boss if you think you're a boss. So
believe
you gotta believe you're a boss, and you gotta know you're a boss. So a boss is a state of mind for me, because you can have everything you want. You could be a boss there, but boss isn't really like a title for me. It's a state of mind for me.
Very, very powerful words. Did you guys hear that? Boss is a state of mind. And so what I always encourage young people to do, and even older people, is you have to live from the end. You have to live as if you are the person that you want to become, whether that be a boss, whether that be an entrepreneur, whether that be a doctor, whatever career field that you want to go into, you have to be in the state of mind of that career field already. You are that person. And so things will naturally align and materialize when you start embodying a certain mindset. So what you guys are doing is, yes, you guys are providing physical solutions, but you are giving these young people an identity to confide in. And that's so important in our generation. We don't have a lot of role models that we can confide in. We don't see ourselves being a certain type of person. We feel like we have to do certain things, or we have to go through a certain set of requirements to ultimately become the thing that we already are mentally. You have to become it mentally before you become anything else. And so that's just, and I'm so proud that your parents and what you guys are teaching resonates on a deeper level, because I'm not sure if you guys read the book Think and Grow Rich. Are you guys familiar with that book? So you guys know a lot of the principles that it teaches are in that book as well. So I'm just glad you guys are finding a platform to express that. But I want to get into more of the family dynamic now too. Just to sum it all up, in the next 5-10 years, where do you want to see the Boss Brothers universe?
Household name?
Was that was yes,
Anybody can
Yes.
Anybody.
I said a household name.
household name, and we want to make so much impact and so much progress around the world, because same thing you're talking about, there's a lot of negative stigmas around our people or people in general, because when we're showing such a good example, people are going to want to follow the example, and I feel like we're going to have amazing influence on a lot of people. and that's what we want in the future.
What you got, Ray? Ray?
But he said it.
Okay.
So what I want for Boss Brothers into the next 5 to 10 years, I want everybody to know it, and I want everybody else to like want to be like the Boss Brothers, because if every child was like the Boss Brothers, it would be so much better in the world. It would be so much peaceful. It would be everybody would have money. It's just like
Everybody, money and freedom.
yeah, you have money and freedom, because once you got money, most people got money, but they don't got the freedom. Like, let's say you have a high position in your your job field. You could be getting paid hundreds of thousands a year, but they might not have freedom because they're still working for somebody else. They're still going to work for somebody else. They're still listening to somebody else. But when you just like put it into your own self, you start learning, you start teaching yourself. You can teach other people, and you can make money from that. You can make more money from that. Because you see most millionaires and billionaires, you don't see them working for nobody. They put it into themselves, they studied a lot, and then that made it so they can achieve those big goals.
Good job. And look, same thing my brother was saying. You never see the owner of Walmart working at Walmart. You never see the Chick-fil-A man at Chick-fil-A. They got people working for them, and you got to have people working for you too.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Hopkins, that wraps it up for my questions. If there's anything you want to add to it.
Man, look, I just want to say I'm listening to these answers, and I analyze everything. And I love the fact that when they're answering the questions, money isn't the first thing that they're saying. It's all about helping someone. It's all about helping their people, helping the community, helping young people. And then they say the money can come from this. So, I mean, I love the fact that money isn't the top priority. Because in the work that we do, and I consider you all community activists. I don't know what you all consider yourselves as. I know you're a lot of different things. You wear a lot of different hats. But what you are community activists. You're actually out there fighting for young people, young black people, to be better. And that's what an activist does.
Active in the community.
Exactly. So y'all community activists in my books, you leaders, your authors, your money makers, and you're the future. Yes. You're the present. You're the future that's already in the present. Right. So I want y'all to keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully, whenever y'all back down here, y'all welcome to come back to the show anytime. Just let me know when y'all want to come back, because there's so much more I want to talk about. We'll have a little more room next time. But great job, everybody. Great job, Dad. And I'm going to get my book today now, and I'm going to post it tonight. So I need somebody else posting the book with me. Go online, Boss Brothers Universe. Anywhere, YouTube, IG, Facebook. Y'all have a page or a web page yet?
We got our so we have our link tree, has all our links on it. We got Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Amazon, our stand stuff where you can get our ebooks. We got everything for you.
So you click the link tree, you're going to take it all. Look.
Boss Brothers Universe. That's all you have to look up and get that book. I know y'all buying Christmas gifts now.
This is a perfect gift.
That's the perfect gift. You hear that? Put that in somebody's stocking. That's going to be the best gift you can get them. Right. You can give them that bike, that Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever you get them. But that's going to be the best gift you can get them. And it's only $20.
And another thing, why not get your child a gift that they can buy you some gifts from?
Exactly. You hear that? Y'all hear that? You buy them a gift, and they're going to be taking care of you before long from that only $20 gift that you purchased.
But only if you apply it. So make sure you apply the knowledge principles inside of this book, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, Mr. Zion. Closing remarks.
The work that you guys are doing is amazing. I can't stress that enough. And just remember, everybody, money is a frequency. Money is a mindset. It's not hard to make money. However, it is hard to find an identity to confide in that will make you money. You don't have to force others to see the value in yourself, because when you understand how much you really have to offer in this world, value is naturally applied to you. Value is intrinsic. You already have the product. You are the product. And so your words are liquid silver, and your name is solid gold. And whatever you apply to it will have value. And so that's all I really have to say. Thank you guys for everything that you've been doing in the community, and I hope to see so much more from the universe.
Final words.
if we can do it,
You can do it
too.
too.
Okay, y'all gonna say it all together, huh? Final words, Dad.
Well, if we can do it, you do it. All right, come on.
I'm not the dad.
Huh? All right. If we can do it,
You can do it too.
Come on, tell them about it. Next time you're in Jackson, where you gonna be, or just
Okay.
anything.
Okay, well, we got a few things coming up. I would say Brother Broomfield got something that they're going to be speaking at the Mega Edwards Library on the 18th. But before the 18th, we'll be back in Atlanta from the 14th to probably the 17th for the AI conference with Alicia Little, the AI queen. So we got that. On the 25th, we'll be back in Atlanta. That's like probably 6 or 7 events we'll be a part of there. I know coming in November, we got Jackson State. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any final comments, Mom?
I don't have any.
All right. Also, Zion will also be speaking at that event.
Okay.
October the 18th, it's the Mega Evans Library. Zion, tell them October 18th, Mega Evans Library. I'm talking, I may as well. Zion will also be a speaker, so y'all get both of them. You get 2 for the price of 0 because it's absolutely free. All you have to do is show up if you have a child with any type of talent or just want to speak. Bring your child out. It's going to be a youth explosion. And this one right here. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm talking to the wrong way. Yeah, it's gonna be a youth explosion. Look, my producer getting on me because she telling me I ain't acting right. Y'all know I don't always act right because that camera real close to me. But here's what we're gonna do. My closing comments. I want to thank the Boss Brothers and the Boss parents for coming out. We wish them safe travels back to Atlanta and then back to Jackson. If you go to the fair, they probably gonna walk up to you with a book. Buy the book, because if you're gonna pay $20 for that turkey leg, go ahead and buy that book.
Right.
Buy that book. My guest next week is from the Poor People's Campaign. Real up-to-date news, Jackson. We have Miss Danielle Holmes will be joining us right here in studios. Ms. Danielle has been around. She's done a lot of work in the community, and she is an activist. She is an organizer. She is a philanthropist. Ms. Danielle Holmes will be in studio next week. I am James Hopkins. We're signing out with my guests, the Boss Brothers, my co-host Zion, and I gotta do it. We got Booty. Get out of here.